So about a year before I got into Jordan Peterson and Carl Jung, a friend of mine told me about using a nicotine patch while you sleep. And if you look at nicotine patches, they are not recommended for use when you sleep. And they will direct you to not use them while you sleep. One of the side effects that are listed is insomnia and nightmares or strange dreams. My friend said that when he experimented with the nicotine patch for dreaming purposes, he experienced a number of lucid dreams. He had more lucid dream experiences on the patch than he had in his life before using the patch. And he only experimented with the patch maybe for a month or two. So there seemed to be a significant increase in the ability to experience a lucid dream. Just as an aside, there is what you see on the screen is a JPEG. If you see, here's the image, the file actual name here, and it is a JPEG, not a GIF. And it's just one of those weird things. I post this kind of stuff on my Twitter sometimes. You can follow me at GoldJBP. So after hearing this information from my friend about enhanced dreaming using the nicotine patch, I decided to look into it myself, to buy some patches and experiment. Now, if you go and look at patches, there's all kinds of different patches you can get, and I stayed away from the name brands. They're just too expensive for my taste. There's some really cheap ones you can get on Amazon. They work okay. I generally use the Target brand, and just recently I used a Rite Aid brand just fine. So there are a couple of other effects you get besides the increased chance of having a lucid dream when you use the nicotine patch. One of the other effects are extremely long dreams. Now, maybe normally you may describe a dream lasting a night, since you slept for a night, or you may describe something as if you've experienced a whole day in the dream world, maybe 2 days. I'm not sure exactly what your experience is like, but I would never have described a dream as lasting weeks or months. But on the patch, I routinely have extremely long dreams where they feel like they've lasted weeks or months. Another side effect of the patch, and this is verified only between me and my friend who've been experimenting with this. I don't know if others have had this experience as well, but if you wake up during a dream or at some point during the night while on the patch, and then you fall back asleep again, you will pick up in your dream where you left off, roughly speaking. And you will continue that same dream. Now, this can be a good thing if it's a good dream, and it can be kind of a bad thing if you're having a nightmare. And that's the third side effect that people have said they've experienced while on the patch when they sleep. They have very vivid nightmares. And so far, I haven't come across anything that is something I can't handle, but other people have experienced things that they can't handle, and that's why they no longer use the patch when they sleep, because there can be some horrific things. Now, I have experienced nightmares and horrific things while on the patch, but like I said, it's nothing that I couldn't handle psychologically speaking. And I guess the fourth thing that seems really unusual or possibly a side effect while on the patch is the dreams themselves, besides being possibly lucid, besides being extremely lengthy, and besides being able to pick up where you left off and the increased percentage chance of having an awful, horrific nightmare. The dreams themselves are very vivid. I would describe them mostly as real, as feeling real, like obviously you can't tell that you're in the dream world necessarily. And even if you come back out of it, the dream world kind of feels more real than the real world does. Everything seems to be heightened and more interesting and more colorful. Not to indulge myself here, but just to give you some idea. If you're interested in Carl Jung and Jordan Peterson, I'm going to give you an idea of some of the dreams I've had. I kept a log of them in my email, so I have them dated and so forth. But there are some that come out that stick out to me. And again, this is before I got into Carl Jung and Jordan Peterson and all that. It's about a year beforehand. I met a dragon in one of my dreams, and it was basically surrounded by darkness. We were in some kind of like just dark plane, and the dragon itself was sort of the only light, and it was sort of made of shadows and dark fire, and there seemed to be a light going on and off like a strobe light, so that its motion seemed to be like stop motion, claymation type stuff. And I didn't feel fear in front of the dragon, and it spoke to me saying that dragons have two heads, an external one and an internal one, and to kill the dragon, killing the external, chopping off its external head, is rather insignificant. You have to look for the internal one. Instead of the physical head, you have to look for its spiritual head. And this was the advice the dragon was giving me. It was very strange, but I still remember it. Another odd dream while on the patch, the nicotine patch. I seemed to be in like a bodiless third-person perspective, hovering over some kind of ancient village, and there was a fire in the village and a lot of screaming, and I couldn't make out what exactly was happening beyond that. And then I woke up in the dream still, and I met somebody who purported to be an ancient shaman reborn, and I had him explain to me what he meant by that. And he told me the story of his village, and I mean like thousands of years ago, according to him. His village had coming down with some kind of illness, and most of the people that got this illness died from it, and there were just a few people left, maybe 20 or 30 people, and he gathered them in what looked like an old Indian longhouse, and he barred the door and set it on fire, and he burned everybody alive, and he sort of he knelt close to the flames, and he inhaled smoke, and he himself died, but he was reborn. And his purpose in life was to bring back his tribe members, and there were certain people that if he was able to impregnate a woman, certain women, he would also be able to capture one of the souls of his village, his ancient village, and bring them back into the world. And he sort of has been doing this for a couple of thousand years now, bringing back these people into life through this odd dark magic. And besides these strange kind of dark dreams, I also had a lighter dream where I was just at a pool party, and the pool party seemed to last like a whole week. And so you can get this kind of thing as well, not just strange dark dreams, but you can get really lighthearted, easygoing stuff too. So I think that's my I'm not a drug user. I have an interest in psychedelic mushrooms and ayahuasca for their medicinal purposes, but I haven't been able to really try that out yet. So the nicotine patch was sort of my way of tripping balls. as a straight arrow kind of person. And if you're that kind of person, maybe you're interested in enhancing your dreams, check out the nicotine patch if you so choose. I'm not recommending it, but it's something that you yourself can research and look into and see if you want to do that kind of thing. So if you like these kind of videos, please give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you.